Greg James.
1.
Matthew Lewis, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, cheers.
It's lovely to have you here. And I know this has been a long day for you today of talking about you and your films and everything, but you're still fresh enough, right, for the interview?
Yeah, I've been looking forward to this one.
Okay, that's good.
I've been keeping a little bit back from the rest of them.
That's good, that's what I like to hear, because I was watching, I watched Lorraine the other day, and it was Fiona Phillips
That's right.
was covering for Lorraine.
Yeah.
But they don't change the name of the show to Fiona, do
No,
they?
it's still Lorraine, yeah.
Big brand.
I mean, it threw me off. I was expecting Lorraine Kelly.
Where are you?
Yeah.
Where's Lorraine then? If it's called Lorraine, to call it Fiona. But the camera panned to you and it looked like you'd just done half a yawn. I started laughing at it. 'Cause
It was very early in the morning. I imagine I probably had done. And there was just a lady, like the floor manager, just off camera, just going... I pointed at the camera. I didn't know what she was doing.
You're on!
I didn't know what she was doing. But I think I had just had a big yawn, actually.
But she went, star of the new Me Before You film, Matthew Lewis. And you go, good morning. Anyway, so welcome to the show. I watched Me Before You last night. And I mentioned that it's a weepy, this film, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I wasn't prepared. I was sat on my own in this screening room.
Man.
I had no one to turn to.
Yeah.
I had no one to go, ooh.
Hold me.
I need a cuddle. Yeah, no, it's nothing like that. When was the first time you all watched it together? Did you watch it as a cast together?
No, I watched it at the end of last year. I was with Jenna Coleman was there, who plays Amelia's sister in it. We watched it together, and it's kind of a weird thing because the emotional impact of the movie doesn't really affect me when I'm watching it because I'm so critical of everything that I do. And I was basically just kind of under my chair, just cringing all the way through it.
Really?
Yeah. I hate watching myself or anything I'm involved in. But reading it, I mean, reading the book and reading the script about a year ago now, over a year ago, I definitely, I felt that emotional punch, absolutely.
So, without giving too much of the story away, because I think it's one of those ones you just want to just sit and absorb. But what's the rough outline of what people can expect from the film?
Okay, well, it centres around two characters. One is Will Traynor, who's played by Sam Claflin, and Will has a life-changing accident that ends up with him in a wheelchair. He's a quadriplegic, and so he has to sort of get used to life like that. Someone who was very, very active and used to that kind of lifestyle to suddenly have to acclimatise to being in this wheelchair. And as an offshoot of that, he has a carer, which is played by Emilia Clarke. Lou Clark's the character, and she just gets this job as his carer at the start of the movie. And she's kind of got no direction in her life, whereas Will had so much focus and drive in his career. Lou has very little of this. And so they come from two very different places. And as the old saying is, opposites attract.
And how their relationship develops is a brilliant part of this film. They play it so well together. And you're involved because your character Pat is the boyfriend of Emilia Clarke's character at the start of the film.
Yeah.
And he's a keen runner. He's a keen triathlete.
Yeah.
And so Pat is a simple soul, I would say.
Well, that's kind of what it is. Pat is very much... he's got quite a small town mentality. He's very content in where he is, and within the town that they live in, this small sort of English country village, he's a big deal. He's won this Entrepreneur of the Year 2 years in a row. He's probably, everyone around knows him as, oh, that's Pat who's running that triathlon in Norway, and he's a big deal. But then outside of that, he's very much a big fish in this very small pond, and his ambitions do not go beyond the boundary of the town. And Lou has so much more potential than that, and it's only that she's never had anyone to open her eyes to it. And
well, what we're saying really is that Sam Claflin's more handsome than you.
I mean, in a nutshell, we didn't need to do an hour and 50-minute movie to tell people that, did we?
Annoyingly handsome, isn't he?
He is, really. It's those dimples, man. Yeah, I mean, it's quite hypnotic to work with.
But what an amazing cast. So Sam Claflin, Emilia Clarke, Jenna Coleman, and you're in this, and you've all sort of come through together to a certain extent the last few years. Did it feel like a really good British film to be part of, and you felt that you've sort of slotted in well together?
It felt like a really exciting time, to be honest. talking about the franchises that people have come from, with Sam in the Hunger Games and Pirates of the Caribbean, Amelia, Game of Thrones, Jenna, Doctor Who. When I read the cast list before I even got to meet anybody, it just felt like a really great time to be in this movie. I felt really privileged to be a part of it, and to go on there and work with these guys who are literally at the peak of their careers. It was really exciting, and a great bunch of people as well, like friends for life.
Yeah, they say it seems like you all get on very the chemistry is incredible between all of you. I think the cast. But if you're going to be playing a game of beat the franchise, I think you win.
I don't know. It's a tough one. Like people sort of talks about that a little bit, but I know Game of Thrones, pretty big deal.
It's all right. It's no Potter. Let's play Michael Calford, and we'll chat some more to Matthew Lewis after this.
Greg James. 1.
Matthew Lewis is my special guest today. We mentioned before that song that you can't watch stuff that you're in.
Yeah.
But we were just mentioning during that song that it's quite a good excuse, really, for not watching anything.
Yeah. Well, just because I always feel really guilty when I haven't seen things that everyone is watching, which is usually quite often. So if I have been in it, like Happy Valley, for example, when someone goes, "Have you seen it?" I say, "Oh no, I'm in it," so I don't have to watch it, and then I don't feel guilty that I've not watched some amazing drama.
What about Bluestone 4-2?
I have seen those. I saw those. I've seen them all once. Yeah, I try and watch little bits once, but then, like for example, with Happy Valley, I watched the first episode and I was like, yeah, I'm done. I don't want to watch the rest of that. Which is a shame because then I miss out everyone else's amazing performances, like Sarah's, and it's.
But you're selfish, is what you're saying.
Yeah, if they could just cut it together again without me in it, then I'll watch it.
Okay, what other stuff haven't you seen?
I haven't seen Ripper Street.
Okay.
Again, I've seen the first episode that I was in.
Right.
I saw that. I watched that with my parents, bizarrely. But then I haven't seen any more of that. I watched Me Before You, a very early cut, so I haven't actually seen the cut that is in cinema, the one that you've seen. I haven't seen that.
Okay, well, take it from me, it's really good.
Thanks.
And your performance is really good too.
Oh, cheers.
I would say so.
That's a relief.
There was someone asked you last week about Harry Potter, and obviously you played Neville Longbottom, and someone asked you about watching it, and you said you haven't watched it for a little while. So that really rings true with everything else that you've done. That's not specific to Harry Potter at all. Well, I was just wanted to get your take on what you think he'd be up to now, because this play, The Cursed Child, which is coming out, all the photos have been released this week, haven't they? And I was wondering what you think Neville will be up to these days. What would the sort of 40-year-old Longbottom be doing?
Is it 19 years later?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, as far as I'm aware, he is working at Hogwarts, I think.
Okay.
I think he's a teacher there.
Right.
But that's just not me speculating. I think that's what Joe Rowling has said that he's doing.
That's what he's up to.
Yeah.
Is Trevor still there, the toad?
What's the lifespan of a toad? I don't know.
I've no idea. Is it like tortoises, quite long, isn't it?
Sure.
Now, I've been doing some extensive research
Oh, God.
for today's interview.
I hate it whenever anyone says that to me.
Well, I don't think anyone would have done this much research before, because you and I have a mutual friend called Dave.
Oh, brilliant.
Okay, so I spoke to Dave last night, and I thought, well, because you're on the show today, and it would have been a long day of interviews for you, I wanted to keep it interesting. I wanted to keep it interesting for you, for me, and for the listeners and your fans mainly. So what I've got is I've got a list of topics that Dave's given me, okay? And I've put them into this sorting hat here. And in here are trigger words that will start off a story, hopefully.
Okay.
Okay, so, and you don't know anything about all these things, just to clarify. So if you'd like to pick the first one out of the hat,
that's like a
please.
tombola. That's exciting. Can I take the hat?
Yeah, of course, can we take the hat, yeah.
Do you want me to read it out? What's on
Yeah,
this
read out the thing, and then
paper?
if there's a story that comes out of it. What's the first one?
It just says the cows.
The cows.
The cows.
Now, is there a story surrounding the cows that you can tell on the radio?
Yeah, I'm just trying to think things that I've told Dave. What else might be in that hat? But yes, okay, so this is actually a Me Before You related question, which is quite nice, isn't it? There was, we went to, sorry, let's put your hat back there for the next round. We went to Pembrokeshire on location to shoot, and Sam, Amelia and I went on a little little adventure through the Pembrokeshire countryside, which we've never seen before. It's very beautiful if you get a chance to go. We just kind of walked quite far, and we didn't know where we were going, climbed over some barbed wire fences, which in hindsight was not wise. And we stumbled across a field full of cows, which seems fairly innocuous, but these were, from what we were later understood, were maternally enraged. They were very unhappy with our sudden trespassing, and they literally came for us. They came for all three of us, and I got out of there. I'd been training to be a triathlete for a few months by this point, so I was gone. Amelia was wearing not appropriate footwear, so Sam had to give her a piggyback out of there through the brambles. I mean, the whole thing probably lasted 2 minutes, but it was a lifetime. Life flashed before my eyes.
Wonderful. So she's maybe not as tough as her character in Game of Thrones would suggest.
Well, that's it. And Sam made the point how interesting, because no one knew that we'd been out and about. Interesting it would have been if Khaleesi, Finnick and Neville had been trampled to death by cows.
What a way to go.
In the Welsh countryside.
In many ways, the only way you could all go.
Yeah, actually, I kind of wish we had now.
Yeah.
Okay, next one. Yeah, okay.
What's this?
Barbecue tab. In brackets, a Rupert Grint story.
Okay, so what's the Rupert Grint story?
It is... I found out in January of this year that Rupert Grint has been going to my favourite restaurant, Red Stew Barbecue in Shoreditch, and he has been putting his food on my tab for the last sort of year. Yeah, I know the owners and the manager and stuff, and so they sort of, I've got like a tab there, and
I mean, who's got a tab? This is incredible.
That's insane. Yeah, okay, that's
the
insane.
life of a movie star. My God, I've got a tab here, a
it's
tab
because
there.
I know them, like they're from Leeds, like they're old friends and stuff like that. So it's like you just come in and you know, just eat free barbecue.
Incredible.
But
that's not a tab though. That's just freebies.
Oh yeah. Okay. So the thing is, at the end of it, it all gets tallied up, and I'm made aware of how much barbecue I've had. But it's very difficult to tell now because Rupert's been going for about 12 months.
Wow.
And,
now it would be many visitors to London who are listening to the show right now who will go and use the Matthew Lewis tab.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, I didn't think of that one.
Okay, let's do one more from the
One last
Sorting
one.
Hat of Dreams.
Are you all enjoying this?
I love this. Is great. Right, one more. Let's make it a good one.
Okay, what's this?
To be fair, all the topics sound amazing.
Oh, no.
What's the final one? What is it?
He knows this is like one of my most embarrassing stories. It just says light switch.
Okay, what's light switch?
Oh, for crying out loud.
I haven't even genuinely not heard these. He just sent me a list. He texted me a list of words last night and said, ask you about this.
I can't believe I'm going to tell you this. Okay, so quite a while ago, probably just over a year ago, I just got into Instagram, and I've just really started with Instagram. Didn't really know how it worked, anything about it, and I was working with Jenna Coleman on Me Before You, and I needed to get in touch with her I can't remember what it was about. It was something, someone had approached me on her behalf, and it sounded really dodgy, and I wanted to just clarify. But I'd really briefly been working with her, so I wanted to get in touch with her. And I realised that we were both following each other on Instagram, and you could send a like a direct message.
Yeah.
But I thought that you had to send a photograph, and I didn't really understand how it worked. I was a bit illiterate with it, and so I just took a picture of the nearest thing. I just took a picture of a light switch and sent it to her and said, sorry for the confusing light switch, and then proceeded to tell her about the thing. And Dave thought that was the funniest, most embarrassing way of trying to talk to someone. So she's probably got a picture of my bedroom light switch on her phone somewhere that I sent to her.
I mean, it's creepy.
It is,
isn't it? It's creepy. It's. I was going to say it's quite a sweet thing to do, but actually, you know, the light switch is like a come on in. We're going to turn the lights off.
Yeah.
Type thing.
Yeah. I mean, I thought it was a decent icebreaker at the time.
Was it a dimmer?
No, you see, now that would have been
So
creepy.
that's a bit more
That's
seductive.
too far. That's I got a little more sense than that, Greg.
Matthew, thank you so much for coming in today, and thanks for letting us put you through the sorting hat there.
No worries.
It was okay. It was good.